with Jamaicans stay, I never want a man time me, like honestly. Hey guys, it's your girl Naturally Camellia and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that infamous subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I post content. And for my old subscribers, thank you so much for tagging along with me on this journey. Let me just do a bit of a disclaimer before I get into this. I live very close to a school, so it seems as if they're having a concert and I really want to get this video out of the way, so let's get right into it. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you my weight gain journey, challenges that I faced gaining weight, what my life was like prior to gaining weight, and some of the things that I did to gain weight. And I also will be showing you pictures. I know you guys love to see visuals, so that will be included in my video. So let's get right into it. We all know every story has a beginning, so let me just backtrack a little bit and go back to the basics. Okay, so growing up, this was what I looked like in basic school, and I shall say I was a pretty average child. I didn't really face any challenges with being skinny or being called skinny. I was a very picky eater at that time. I still am. And let me just fast forward a bit. So primary school, this was what I looked like in primary school. As I said, pretty average. There is nothing out of the norm, right? I was in high school, and this is when it all dawned on me that I was skinny, and being skinny wasn't let's say the archetypal body weight for a black Jamaican woman, or for a Jamaican woman per se. And I was being jeered, I was being teased at school for having a tiny frame, and it made my life a living hell. Like at one point, it was all I could hear in school. Persons were just, they made it their prerogative to comment on my body size and my weight, and it was an extremely tormentative time for me. I was being tormented by it, and as such I didn't really have much self-confidence. I didn't really love myself. I didn't really love the way I look. Fast forward again, and this time I'm going to go to when I left high school. I started like a little pre-college school. The school was situated, let's say, in the center of the town, so you know the fast food places would be very close, and I was indulging in a lot of Burger King. Like Burger King was my best friend. It was very close to where my school was, and as such I would indulge every day. So I was eating a lot of fast junk food, and that kind of allowed me to gain a little bit of weight, because upon leaving high school, let's say I was about 90 pounds, and when I went to pre-college I managed to gain 5 pounds. So I was at 95 pounds, and then I went to 100 pounds, and this was what I looked like in pre-college. And yeah, I was pretty contented with that weight. I was getting thicker, I was getting bigger, because mind you, in high school I was being teased, I believe, because you know, in high school is when puberty kicks in, and that's when everyone starts to develop, and they're getting hips develop, booty developing, breast developing, everything is developed, and I was just slow. So I would like a straight shape, but when I went to pre-college, started eating junk food, my true shape started to be visible, for lack of a better word. And I realized that I actually shaped like my mommy, which is, you know, like a shape that woman would want. It's like a hourglass figure. So I'm tiny in the waist, I have hips and a little bit of buttocks, not a lot, but it's enough. And I remember I left pre-college, I got a job. This job was extremely stressful, I must say. I was crying when I went to work. It was very tedious. I wasn't eating, because that's the thing with me. When I'm stressed, I do not eat. And I wasn't eating. So remember I said that I was 100 pounds when I left pre-college. I spent 3 months at that place, and upon leaving, I think I was like a 90 pounds. So you guys just do the math. And I was 90 pounds. I was 90 pounds sad, because I had just lost everything that I've gained over the course of 3 months. And let me show you just some visuals of how bad this was. This was me in a skirt that I bought prior to working at the company, and this was me in the said skirt after I left the company. Bad, right? And after leaving that job, I was home for a bit. I did manage to gain a few pounds. I think I went from 90 pounds to 95, or 95 to from 90 pounds to 95, or from, yeah, I think somewhere around there. I don't quite remember. And I managed to gain that weight. I started a couple months after I got a new job at another company, which was this job was kind of very easy, very laid back kind of job. It wasn't a very high stressed environment, if you get what I'm saying. So I enjoyed my job as such. I was eating and I was gaining weight. I think I managed to get back my weight of 100 pounds, and I was just trickling with the 100. And it was about around that time that I started to transition to a vegetarian diet. And upon transitioning, there were a few bumps here and there, because it was very kind of hard for me to actually find food that I wanted to eat. It was either one or two problems. When I would get my lunch, either the food or fish would be finished, or it wasn't being prepared, and I didn't have enough time to wait. So there was again, I wasn't eating. I started to scan the place, like scan around the area, and I found out that there was a company just below where I worked that had very good food. And I remember asking a guy I was just passing by. I was like, can I get a food? I would like to buy a fish food, because I was explaining to him my situation, because I'm vegetarian and there's nothing at my company to eat and stuff. And he was very kind and nice to give me the food. I did not pay for the food, so I was getting this food on a regular basis, like every day. I offered to pay him, but he didn't want to be paid. But as you know, nothing in life is free. So after a while of me receiving food from him, he wanted to like conjure a relationship with me. I wanted a relationship to develop between, and I was like, I wanted the food. I didn't want to risk getting skinny. So of course I said no. I don't want a relationship with you, and I didn't feel comfortable accepting food from him at this point, because I didn't want him to put anything in the food. You know, with Jamaicans, I never want a man time me, like honestly. So I had to went on the hunt again for another place to buy food, and I found a kind of bougie place where I could buy food, and I was eating shrimp pasta every day for lunch. Of course it was expensive, but I had to do what I had to do. I had to eat and I had to buy it. So I was doing that. I managed to gain 5 pounds, so I was 105 pounds. It was around this time that I decided to go to college. I went to college at 105 pounds. So during college, you know, high stressed environment, and I'm gonna lose weight. Yes, so I went to college at 105 pounds. I left. I did a year. I quit college, and when I was leaving, I was like 100 pounds because I had lost the 5 pounds. But prior to leaving, no, I'm telling you so wrong. It was in my second year of college that I discovered Pinterest. Like, I knew about Pinterest before, but I didn't know like it was a search engine like Google or Bing or something like that. I thought it was only I would go to Pinterest for fashion and for house decor or stuff like that. I didn't know that I could actually type in anything on Pinterest and it would populate. So that's what I did. I went there with my curious self and I typed in weight gain shakes, and a bunch of pictures popped up, and I was like, oh, I have some of these ingredients, I should definitely try these shakes. So that's what your girl did, and I started making the shakes. I would be getting ice cream after school to make the shakes, yogurt, bananas, peanut butter, and I would be blending up a concoction, trust. And I would blend and I would drink, and I realized that I started gaining weight, and I was like, oh shit, this is working. I was like, it is really working, and I am going to continue because I want to see how fat I can get. Okay, so I was doing that. I was blending, was juicing, was drinking, and I'm going to insert a picture of the two I used to. So these are the two that I use, the two meal plans or shake plans that I use to gain weight. And I was doing that and it was working for me, and of course I was extremely happy because your girl was getting thick, like not thick in your sense of thick, but thick in my sense of thick. You know what I was blending the shakes, not going out, not getting adequate exercise. So of course that's the perfect recipe to gain weight. And I remember, like, I went to the doctor to do a checkup and my weight was 110 pounds, like 110 pounds. I was 110 pounds. I don't mean to scare you guys, but I was 110 pounds, and I remember being so excited that, man, 110 pounds, so happy. And a few weeks after, about a week or two after, I went to get myself a scale because of course I was on this journey. Of course I wanted to keep abreast with the amount of weight that I was gaining. So I remember when going to the store and stepping on a scale, and like every scale I stepped on was either saying 114 pounds or 115 pounds, and I was like, oh no, these scales aren't working, and I'm not going, no way I'm going to waste my money on a scale that's not working. Because remember, I went to the doctor and I was 110 pounds, so I was like, no, I'm not going to buy it. So a few weeks has passed. I went to Progressive, and as we all know, Progressive is famous for having that big scale that you can go and step on and check your weight. So that's what I did, and I was so surprised when the thing passed 110 pounds. And not only did it pass 110 pounds, it passed 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and stopped at 18. I was 118 pounds, guys. 180. I mean, I'm coming from 90 pounds. What would I not be excited about? Like, may I get fat? So I remember I was so happy. My birthday was coming up. I'm like, I'm going to be thick on my birthday. I'm so happy. And I did this naturally without taking APETAMIN, because at one point I really did want to take APETAMIN, and I was like, my girlfriend was troubling me, and she was like, in a few years you're going to hear, if you took APETAMIN, you are eligible for and I was like, it's for real, because I was doing research and I found out that APETAMIN was not is not actually FDA approved. So I didn't want to consume anything, and you know, as my name suggests, naturally chameleon, I like to try natural methods and natural ways of curing any ailments or sickness. Not that being skinny is a sickness, but I feel like anything that you want or anything that you struggle with, it can be found in nature. So that's what I did, or naturally. That's what I did, and that's what I found. And that's how I went from 90 pounds to 118 pounds. And my current weight is 119 pounds. I've only gained 1 pound. I've stopped juicing. I think after my birthday I just stopped, because as I mentioned before, I'm a very picky eater, and I just got tired of the juices. So probably if I find some other ways or other mixtures, I will definitely begin to juice again, because my goal weight now is, my goal weight then was 120, but my goal weight now is 125, and that's where I want to reach, and that's my goal. Yeah. So this brings us to the end of today's video. If you're interested in me doing more, you know, sit down and talk videos like this on various topics, because I love talk, I love to talk. I don't love talk, I love to talk. I love to talk and just express my unpopular opinions about certain stuff. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, or you like how I articulate and you want to listen to my voice a bit more, like I'm hoping you would, please be sure to leave that down in the comment section below. Below. And if you're interested in me talking about any specific topics, comment that too. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend. And just a tiny reminder before I go, I just want you to know that you are beautiful just the way you are, no matter your body shape or size, unless you are unhealthy. And if you are unhealthy, just know that you are still beautiful, and you could be even more beautiful if you take the time out to actually find ways and means that will actually help you to, you know, combat your illness and become a more healthier version of yourself. Because, you know, with health there is wealth. I coined that just now. So until next time, guys, it's your girl Naturally Camellia. Bye.